how long does Steph Curry have? Is he a player that's going to play out the rest of this deal? Does he retire if they win a chip? He's signed through 26, 27. He's due to make $62 million that season. Obviously, Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green's contracts both go through that same time. When you're looking at Golden State and their future, what catches your eye the most? And what do you think about Steph Curry potentially retiring before that contract is up?
Yeah, I think that he plays through the contract. Probably unfortunately for him, just because of the fact that the way this Golden State Warriors team is built. But I mean, if they can find a way to get through a loaded Western Conference into the finals and maybe even win another championship, I think he goes out on that high because of the fact that he's just getting he's getting old, and then he's always had injury problems. They kept him out of essentially the whole series, the last series of the playoffs for the Golden State Warriors. And I think that it just feels like it's almost time. When they were talking about getting Jimmy Butler, and just that when that whole season was taking a downturn for the Golden State Warriors, about halfway through the season, a little bit over halfway through the season, it felt like Stephen Curry was talking like this was possibly the last run he was going to make or very close to it. So would it surprise me if he retired after this next season coming up? Not at all. It would have surprised me if he retired after this in this offseason completely, but he's definitely getting close to the end of his career, which is super unfortunate because we may have just seen the greatest shooter we've possible. It's genuinely insane what he was able to do. He broke Ray Allen's 3-point record a couple years back now, and just in general, even well before that, he was kind of widely acknowledged as the greatest shooter of NBA history, and if not one of the best, if not the best, one of the best point guards, definitely top 2 of all time. So it's just sad to see him go, and I think that's what I'm going to miss most about the Golden State Warriors. And looking forward, I think that's what everyone's going to miss most.
Yeah, I would be surprised if there was any sort of decision obviously made in this offseason, but when I look at the fact that Curry, Butler, and Green's contracts align to be done and completed after 2 years from now, I do see there being an avenue where maybe Steph Curry and Draymond Green both retire together. I don't know exactly what Jimmy Butler would want to do, if he'd want to go to another team and ride it out. I mean, all 3 guys retiring at once sounds ridiculous, because you would have thought maybe that would have happened with the Spurs, right, with Ginobili, Parker, and Duncan, and that didn't happen. So maybe they do go their separate ways after. But Curry and Draymond Green, I think they were going to pretty much retire Golden State Warriors. I think you look at that and you realize, okay, we have a 2-year window. Kuminga and Moses Moody, it is what it is with those players. You're going to try to keep them on through the next couple of years and make it do with what you got with the younger core that you have with pods and everything like that. And you're just going to try to build around those 3 guys and give it a shot. And then in 2 years from now, you're probably going to expect that those guys are going to be gone and you're going to enter a full rebuild mode. It's kind of interesting because the 2 timeline thing just seems like, in hindsight, so impossible. But if they had hit on those lottery picks, they would have had a real shot at making it work. And they still got a championship out of it during that 2 timeline-ish kind of run, or era rather. I definitely think that Steph Curry, it's not even a conversation though. Greatest shooter of all time. And he's going to enter a very interesting conversation as one of the best, or if not the best point guard, of all time.
So much conversation talk we're having recently, but yes, I agree.
Legacy talk, man. It's legacy talk. Things are coming to an end, man.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying though, and I completely agree. I think that Draymond and Curry going out of the same year probably makes the most sense, just because of the fact that Draymond has kind of been Steph's little bodyguard and essentially just his main man since I mean, it felt like Clay was his right hand man for an extended period of time with them being the Splash Brothers, but I mean after Clay left, it feels like Draymond just always had his back, and it doesn't feel like either of those definitely not Curry, but Draymond, he's a little bit on the younger side, or at least younger than Curry, but I don't think that he goes anywhere else, and I don't think he'd want to go anywhere else after Stephen Curry retires. So I think I could definitely see them going out together, even if it's not on the highest of notes with a championship, just leaving together and kind of maybe being eligible for their jersey being retired on the same year or whatever, being able to do all those things together. Kind of, I don't know if maybe one of them would want the spotlight over the other one, but I don't think so. It doesn't feel like the type of guys that they are, at least how they've played together their whole career. So I think it's just interesting to think about, because it is coming to an end very, very soon. Neither of these guys are going to play more than what would you say, 3 more years Warriors. So
No,
yeah, it just
the way
doesn't
that
feel
I look at
possible.
this, I mean, that would put Curry at like if he were to sign another extension or sign a 1 year deal, that puts him at 40 in the NBA. And I just don't know if that's I don't know if that's Curry. Maybe
Yeah,
it is. Maybe it is, but I just don't see it. And then I completely agree. When Curry's gone, when he says I'm done, I think that's when Draymond Green's out. I think the interesting part is Jimmy Butler, but at that point he's unrestricted free agent and he probably might just be ring chasing at some point. So I think he's gone as well.
yeah, no, I personally like. I mean, I would love to see it happen, but I just can't see Steph Curry like playing in the NBA when he's 40. Unfortunately, he's just throughout the course of his career. I mean, like throughout the course of anybody's career, we haven't really seen people play to their 40, like minus LeBron, and even then, like we're seeing LeBron start to slow down. And just the fact that he has been more injury prone over the course of his career than LeBron, and he's been like nicked up through like that was the thing on him like for the like first part of his career was that he couldn't really stay healthy, and towards the end of it like we're starting to see just like some nooks and missing a couple games here and there, and now like even in the playoffs. So like it's unfortunate, but like the fact that he's like now it felt like he'd get injured during the regular season, but when it was time for the playoffs, like he like I don't know how many games he'd missed, but if it was more than a couple, I'd be like absolutely shocked because it feels like he's like one of the postseason warriors, but no pun intended. But now like towards the end of the season, it feels like the end of the season was like how it was supposed to go down, where it's just like he's getting a little bit older, and this team, that whole team, just didn't feel like a real championship contender, even with Jimmy Butler on it.